Welcome to the Choristers. Welcome to the Choristers Lounge. Welcome to the Choristers Lounge. Come on in and sit on down. Listen as we break it down. From hymns above to songs I knew, sharing the things important to you. Come on in and sit on down. Listen as we break it down. Choristers at the Choristers Lounge.
Hello again, YouTube audience, and welcome to another episode of the Choristers Lounge. Thank you all for just sacrificing a little bit of your time to come into the lounge. We thank you again for continuing to be part of the journey. We are continuing to add to a wonderful library of content. We just thank you all for sharing the word. I do want to just continue to ask that you continue to like, share, and subscribe to the various channels and the various social platform mediums that we have. On that note, we're looking at ways to expand our reach. And one of the ways that we're doing that, we're just kind of looking at the analytics when it comes to specifically our YouTube channel. And we're seeing some things. So for those of you that are looking at the channel and are already subscribed, we certainly appreciate that. But there's another big, beautiful group out there that is not subscribed, but still looking at the various videos and presentations that we've done. So we want to get that group, come on over and subscribe to the channel. And again, it just helps us to continue to just monitor and making sure that we are reaching as many people as we possibly can. But thank you all for those of you that have done it. Those of you that may have been, still leaning on the fence as to whether you wanted to do it or not, please just hit that subscribe button. We promise we won't do anything but put high quality content out there. But that's enough of that. But again, thank you again for coming on in to the lounge today. I am pleased, honored, and privileged to have with us today Saint Anita Brabson, who has just given us of her time, given us of her residence to come into her residence to share just a little time here in the lounge. So, Saint Anita, thank you so much for joining us this afternoon.
Privilege.
It's our pleasure. And just to kind of start, there's so much that you represent as a member of the congregation. So much history that you were a part of. So much history, like I said, that you represent from a family line, things like that. So, kind of with the Choristers Lounge, we've pivoted a little bit, not just focusing on choristers, but also just on expanding the reach to really sit down with some individuals that have set themselves apart from a singer standpoint, right? Mm-hmm. And you certainly fit that category. So my first question for you, Saint Anita, just, in your early childhood, what do you remember just about the influence of music in your early childhood? Whether it was in the home, whether it was in church, early musical influences. What do you remember as far as coming up and what made you fall in love with music, so to speak?
Basically, it was in the home. I started in the home because my father was always playing the radio. So you pick up certain songs off the radio. Mm-hmm. Walk a mile in my shoes. Before you abuse, criticize, and accuse, walk a mile in my shoes. Just various other songs, because what he was doing was waking us up for school for us to get up so we could be on time to catch the bus, sure. The school bus. But, and like on Sundays, my mother had this, the setup, that was ahead of its time too, almost, playing Ray Charles. Okay. I mean, as far as the music was coming out of our living room, which was in another room, on out to the kitchen with little speakers out there. So right. It was like, okay, modern day. So playing Ray Charles, just hearing that kind of music, and then my mother also was singing, the Keelings, her brother, Elder Isaiah Keeling. Mm-hmm. He sang a lot too. So just being attached to music, and then of course church, and my father was even playing music that he had recorded on what they call a wire recorder. I'm so sorry I don't have that now. and didn't realize that now they're able to even convert wire onto, CDs or whatever. But I don't have the wires now, and they're very thin. And he would seem like string it up in the house, or put speakers up,
Okay.
and just play this church music. Now, what the songs were, I don't remember.
Right.
We just know, oh, that's Daddy doing, doing that. But my father's name is Brother Jasper Brabson. He was a shout song singer. Also, he was the photographer for Bishop H.Z. And I have a little weekly prophet excerpt on that, that he was officially, made photographer for Bishop H.Z. And plus, he was a missionary. Well, do you call it unlicensed or what? But with Bishop H.Z. gave him permission to go to Jamaica.
Okay.
Also. It's just like I'm tying all this stuff into one thing right now. And I was told, he told us, and some of the, let's say Doris Spalding had said to us, or someone from Jamaica had said to us, I don't know if it was Elder Hamilton, but he taught us how to prance.
Wow.
We didn't know how to prance at first.
Wow.
So he taught them how to prance. When he was over there. He and my mother went over there often.
Okay.
My mother, St. Lillian Keeling Brabson. She was also the Bishop A.Z. Plummer's secretary in the study, what we call the study, a little office in Belleville. Basically, you say private secretary, but she came to Belleville when she was 18 because he went to Hackensack, New Jersey, and said to my grandmother, Mary, I need a secretary. So off they went. So she came into Belleville and worked for him.
Yes.
So, as far as music is concerned, we would even sing, it was like me and my two other sisters, or maybe just Phyllis and I, we would just kind of start a song or something in the house, and we would just sing.
Right.
So that singing was energy, the spirit.
Yes.
Calming.
Yes.
Which is, I don't know, it just carried us a long way.
Absolutely.
My father was just shout song singer, of course,
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. So to that, so just leaning in a little bit more on your parents. So I'll start with your mother. So I've seen some photos of your mother wearing a, her red rosette. What was her red rosette for?
She was the General Sabbath School secretary.
General Sabbath School secretary. And then in the choir, she sang soprano. Sang soprano. Okay. That dude, from your father's standpoint, do you remember any of the shout songs that he was known for? Did he particularly liked? Anything that kind of comes to mind, maybe some of his favorites?
Yeah, I don't know all the words to this particular one, but his one was called "I Am in the Lifeboat." I think that's considered a shout song.
They sing that in Jamaica, I've heard.
Okay.
I've heard that they sing that in Jamaica.
Okay, so he probably taught it too.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm in the lifeboat. Yeah.
Okay.
I can't remember all the words. But let's see. Oh God. Well, it was quite a few of them. I'm trying to remember. It's so hard to remember right now. Stay in the Field.
Okay.
Or because you get "Stay in the Field" is another song that sounds just like it, but the words are different.
Absolutely.
But nothing wants to come to mind right now.
It's all right.
But yeah, he did. There was a song he sang. I don't think it was considered a shout song though. It said Bishop H. Plummer. There was a story. I would probably have to read that. I don't know if you all really realize, but the triangle, what we called it, back in the day, the triangle, which is now the Hebron, was a cabbage field. It was considered a cabbage field. And there was this gentleman, I'm trying to think of the gentleman's name, it's all on paper. I'll probably have to come back or put it in the comments section or something. But Bishop H. Plummer was walking on down the street. And this gentleman, I think it was Pop Murray.
Okay.
I think Spirit is talking to me now. Pop Murray was following him down to the cemetery, down to the triangle, what we call it. And I guess he kind of stayed back after a while. And they didn't look like the look on Bishop H. Plummer's face. But he circled that cemetery, or that area, is probably in the cemetery then. about 3 times. And he came out singing, I don't care where you bury my body, because my soul is going to live with God.
Wow.
And I do have that song, my father singing it.
Wow.
Yeah, so.
I've heard of that song.
Mm-hmm.
I have heard of that song. I hadn't heard that story.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
I have that in writing too. I mean, I wrote that down because my mother would also write what my father would say.
Yes.
Of course, back then you could record.
Sure.
But she did a lot of the, the writing.
Absolutely.
Yeah, shorthand, like I learned from, school. Yeah,
Wow.
bringing it all down.
Wow.
Yeah,
So as you were, wow, like I said, so much history that you represent, things that, I didn't even realize that. That's so. Thank you for sharing that. That's amazing. That's beautiful. So as you're kind of coming along in Belleville, are there any particular singers, directors that kind of made an impression upon you, kind of as a younger person, like I said, in Belleville, within the congregation? That was like, what, this is a unique gift that we have. So were there any people that kind of stood out to you?
Definitely, Saint Dorothy Wagner, Elsie White, my mother,
yes,
my father. Oh gosh, I'm trying to go down. Letting the spirit come in to bite the Skinner, Henrietta Turner, Mary Scott. There was quite a few. St. Sarah Brent, of course. The ones that we normally name.
Sure.
And I want to get to the unsung heroes.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Trying to think of some of them.
Was there, you were telling me earlier about there was a male director, was it St. Mary Scott's husband?
Yeah, Brother Joe Scott.
He was a chorister in Belleville. Okay. That's a name that we don't hear often.
Right, Brother Joseph Scott. Okay. Yeah, he was related to Brother William Scott.
Okay.
Who helped, I want to say, at the old folks' home. I can't say he helped to build it, maybe so, I don't know, but, I can't remember.
Sure. So now, as far as, and this is something I did want to bring up, especially for our younger singers that may not know this bit of history, that there was a time in the congregation's history where singers were ordained. And you have the distinction of being part of the last group of ordained singers by Rabbi Howard Zebulon Plummer. What do you recall, if anything, about that particular instance, or that particular season, and anything that comes to mind when it comes to that?
It's amazing. The only thing I almost really remember, because it becomes a fog, and I don't know, I don't want to say it's because of age, but it could be nervousness. Sure. But like I said, just being who I was at the time, or we just were lined up in chairs as if we had just joined the church. I'll put it that way. So Bishop AZ, it's funny, I can't even remember the ceremony itself. I'm not sure who submitted our names. It could have been Elder Plummer working this, and then giving it to Elder Keeling, and then giving it on to Bishop AZ. Things were done in steps, different levels, and Bishop AZ just ended up ordaining them. Now, the scary part, or the sad part, is he had asked a question, where are you all going to be 10 years from now? So some are there and some are away, or whatever, the case may be. The one person, though, he did ask the question, is there anybody else who wants to be ordained? St. Dorothy Wagner jumps up. She said, I do. And she came and took a seat.
So St. Dorothy Wagner was ordained with you all.
After
she had been in the choir for years.
Years, yeah.
St. Dorothy Wagner.
And with him asking that question, that's what prompted her to come on up. Because I think there was a group before me, but I don't remember, exactly who they were.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
I need to get that list of names myself.
Yeah, we might want to have another conversation just with those that remain.
Right.
We might just want to just bring in, you all can kind of bounce,
Right. And some have
off each other.
transition.
Sure.
Transition.
Absolutely. But I thought that was important to bring up, you know, that kind of speaks, especially for our young people, like this lifestyle of a singing Levite. It's a powerful thing if we really lean into it, you know, as we should. It's not just something that just comes haphazardly. There was a time when you were ordained into the choir, just like ministers are ordained, deacons are ordained, singers were ordained. And it just kind of really spoke to our responsibility, being, you know, divine, being prophetic, and what the singers represent in this way of life. So I just really thank you. And again, just anytime I can rub shoulders, you know, with folks that are part of that, it's a beautiful thing. So kind of as you all move forward, I do want to focus on, let's talk a little bit about the BCKs.
Okay.
How did that group come to be? You know, what type of influence, impact did that have on you personally, you know, as you went through your musical journey, your musical career? I know that Brother Solomon Carey Jr. Played a major part in that. So just in anything that comes to mind, when I say BCKs, what comes to mind?
I really do believe it just started off with the Carey family, those siblings. And then we kind of formed a group. You know, I can't remember all the little details, but, you know, cousins hanging out, you know, and singing type thing. And then we just started moving on up from there, because Solomon went to school, Shenandoah. I can't remember the name of it. Conservatory of Music? Or is that a name of it?
That sounds good to me.
Okay, I know.
Something
anyway,
like that.
we can come up to that level.
It was a music school. We know this.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, so we'll give him that much, you know, credit, you know, raise him up a little bit.
Absolutely.
But he went to school there. But Solomon, I think, had it in him even before he went to that school. But the training that we had, he was a stickler. You know, I mean, he was very good. Hard on us, which was good. We couldn't take him for granted. You know, there are times, of course, we break the ice and laugh and whatever within the group. Our rehearsals would be in the tabernacle. So you get those acoustics, you know, the echo. And at 10 o'clock on Sundays, almost till 12 o'clock, you know, from 10 to 12. Even if there were no engagement, we were rehearsing. And that's what it's all about, rehearsing. Not being so hard on the singer, but knowing what you have to do. I guess almost like the military. I mean, you know, but not that bad, I would say. But professionalism, stage presence, how you need to stand. Don't lock your knees when you're up there, because, you know, you don't want to be too stiff. You know, being pleasant. You know, and if you make a mistake in a song, don't look at each other. You weren't supposed to sing that part. You know, just the it's just certain decorum. I'll put it that way. That you had.
There's a decorum in singing. Absolutely. Absolutely.
It's just certain decorum that you have to have. Just be professional. You know, but pleasant looking.
Absolutely. And what years would you say that the BCKs were active? You had to give like a BCK era or a time span. What would you say roughly?
I would have to say from the 70s up until, I don't think it was the 60s. Then I don't know, because I'm going back even to Holy Convocation, you know, so it could have been, I could be wrong. They can correct me. They can put in the comments.
Put in the comments.
Yeah.
After you liked and you subscribed and shared, all that stuff.
But I would say either like the 60s or something like that, or up into maybe early 80s, maybe. Because, you know, we started getting jobs.
Starting family.
Military or something like that. So.
Absolutely. I think one of the last occasions that you all came together that I recall, actually it was our former leader, Rabbi J. August Crowdy Jr., grandfather. I think it was his first or second Passover, and they had a like an appreciation for it. Absolutely. Now, were there any songs like signature? I was actually listening this past week. Did you all do a Trumpet Man? That you all?
We did that
Trumpet
during
Man?
a Holy Convocation.
I have that recording. I just
You
found that recording.
do.
But were there
Copy of
any
it.
songs that you just remember that you either liked from the BCKs or just some of the ones that you were kind of your
God.
signature pieces?
I even liked, they call it, I mean, the outsiders will call it the Lord's Prayer.
Yeah.
But like I heard somebody say, the Lord doesn't need a
Correct.
So, disciples.
Yes.
Okay, so,
Yes.
But it was the Lord's Prayer by the Mormon Tabernacle Choir.
Yes.
There were chords in there that would send you every other direction,
Yeah.
Oh gosh, because we're on YouTube also. Solomon put us on YouTube. BCKs of Belleville. So that's up there. This was there for a while.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Let me see what else. There's a lot of songs I like. Old Mary, Old Martha.
Okay.
Keep Your Hand on the Plow. The gospel plow. Oh God, it was quite a few.
All right. So saying Anita, relative to the BCKs, what does BCKs mean? What does that mean?
Oh, okay. Backs. No. Brabsons, Carries, and Keelys.
Brabsons, Carries, and Keelys.
And then there were, more were brought into the group. But Solomon basically, I think, probably just named it BCK.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So now, as far as, kind of Brother Solomon's genius and kind of how you constructed the group, maybe not from initially, but later on, was there a particular like choral seating, so to speak? Like what voice did you sing in the BCKs? Soprano. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And was it like a typical Kagasak vocal arrangement, like sopranos, first soprano, second sopranos? How did he kind of?
Not really. It was just whoever would sing. I mean, he knew.
Okay.
Just like
just sing this part.
Yeah.
Okay.
Him almost like being with that spirit of Ella Thomas Stevenson.
Yeah.
They knew.
Yeah.
What you could do.
Elder
Carey even does that to me sometimes. You know what you can do. Yeah. I mean, and I know. Well, when I'm saying I'm talking about he's saying that because he can hear it too. Mm-hmm. And Solomon really, he knew where to go with it. Mm-hmm. He knew who would do the voice. Yeah. Or voices. Because usually it's maybe me and Sabrina who would do the soprano solos. Octavia, my older sister, like I said, the BCKs of Belleville. I mean, I don't know if she's even in the photo, but she would do Walk in Jerusalem. Okay. Yeah, she would sing that, the alto or whatever you want to call it.
True.
So it's like he knew what we could do, and if he wanted a solo done, whatever song he has gotten from his archives or his listing of music. Yeah. So-and-so can sing that part. Yeah. So there was no, and he wouldn't allow us to put like the Church God Saints Christ sound because we were going by that particular song. Yeah. Of what it was like on the radio. Yeah. We may add our sound in there, just like, and I didn't realize that we had sung, or there was not my age group, the older age group with Mahalia Jackson. They sang with her. Yes.
Put your hand into the hand of God when the road too hard for tired feet to tread. If the going rough, kneel down and say a prayer. Still the hand of God is everywhere.
I could hear that Belleville sound, or Church of Saints Christ sound, in her background. And later on, I would probably end up sharing the story with what St. Lucretia had said, because Mahalia Jackson could not read. So they taught her the song.
Wow.
But she would take it from there. They would give her the lyrics, but she knew where to go from there.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
And that was St. Lucretia Dowson that told you?
Yes.
So, and something else you said earlier about St. Lucretia, you said that she was, Rabbi A.C. Plummer had her teaching the young people. What was she teaching?
Yeah,
exactly?
more like the preparation for choir.
Okay.
Choir.
Okay.
Uniforms.
Okay.
Because he said something to her about get them some uniforms, but she was like, I don't know how to sew. So they could talk like that,
Sure.
But she was more like a training.
Mm.
It was almost like a department that was not even created.
Gotcha. Now, with that training, was there ever a time where she maybe had done a little training relative to maybe learning some of the ways of a chorister? Was that a part of the training at all?
I don't know what they saw in me.
Uh-huh.
At that time, we used the term choir mistress. Okay, so she was training me to be a choir mistress. At that time of my life, I guess I was in my early 20s, I was a little nervous. I wasn't an extrovert. I wasn't out there. I didn't want to be out there. I didn't like to be that center of attention. When I say that, where you had to be seated in the middle of the choir, I was uncomfortable. That was me, so it kind of maybe drifted. And who knows, here we go with the leader. At the time, Bishop A.Z. may have said something to her. You never know how the leader would talk to, she's just not ready yet,
Sure.
But Brother Jacob Bukau Sr., in the temple, on the regular Sabbath, he has come out like during intermission, come out from the back, the tenor row, and hand the baton to any of us. As a matter of fact, it's all coming back. Spirit is trying to tell me, even in the tabernacle, we've had to do the choir march. So we've had to direct the choir. I mean, there are those of us. I was one of them.
Amen.
And it was like, you got to be kidding. This is not my forte, So yeah,
right.
Jacob, because first of all, it's almost like your job. You never know. You should know what is involved in your job in case you got to move up into somebody's position.
That's right.
Not that you're trying to take their position, but you are.
It's almost like cross training.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, so Saint Anita, when it comes to that famous recording that Alan Lomax did, that Southern Journey, Honor the Lamb album, what do you recall about it? I know that there was also subsequent to that, because of just how it has been received, in the world of, anthropological music and everything like that. The Smithsonian has done several, I would say, like appreciation concerts just about that. So just any way that you want to kind of answer that.
Apparently, I'm not sure if someone told him, because, Alan Lomax was into the Southern, here we go, his title Southern Journey series,
right. Mm-hmm.
So he was all in the South, Georgia or wherever the case may be. So I'm not sure who pointed him out or pointed him to come to us, or I say us because we all in Belleville.
Yeah.
So with that Honor the Lamb, he enjoyed that type of music and what it was, there's other songs. I've even heard some of his not his music, but what he pulled from the South in some movies.
Okay.
Matter of fact, there was a movie on last night I had recorded that Alan Lomax, that was his Southern Journey.
Yes. Yeah.
He was everywhere. Folk life.
Right.
That's what he liked.
Right.
Folk life.
Right. So I know you were actually part of the group that sang, at the Smithsonian. So specific to that particular occasion, what do you recall about that?
I know we rehearsed.
Rehearsal.
And we rehearsed.
One more time.
Right. Right. I mean, we worked
Yes.
that those rehearsals.
Yeah.
Elder Stevenson was in town to help. That was under the regime of Rabbi Levi Solomon Plummer.
Okay. So 19 what?
The event took place 1982.
Okay.
Okay, in Washington D.C. in Pendulum Hall, and it's almost like now I'm seeing him walking in the temple, Rabbi Levi, just while we up there rehearsing. They rehearsed it so much that Elder Stevenson had me to take a break and sing Sarah Brent, which is take over during the rehearsal.
Okay.
See, that's how you do your singers. If you're going to have somebody who's going to do solos, yes, you may work them, but give that person a break. Be kind to them.
Yes.
Give them a break.
Yes.
Sure. You get more flies with honey than you do with vinegar.
Absolutely.
So.
What song did you sing?
That was Honor. That was I shouldn't forget that. And one thing I liked about it, I mean, when we got to DC, Elder Stevenson said to me, he said, "I'm going to be singing with you." So eventually, where you will see where he's standing, he's near me with the mic, looking maybe at the pendulum,
yes,
and kind of looking at the people, because the people, it was kind of dark in it, so they were like silhouettes. Elder Stevenson was standing to my left, directing and singing. Audience never knew. Choir never knew.
Wow.
And that was the choir that was right there.
Right.
As far as I know, they didn't know. And that's just the way he was. He was a good coach.
Yeah.
And that's just it's not, I don't want to say it's an understatement, but it's just, he was just, I don't know, a good teacher. You just relied on him.
Yes.
When you up there on that stage like that. Very bubbly.
Yeah.
Smiling, cordial. Here we go again. Like I said, a double whammy here, even with Solomon Carey Jr. and Elder Thomas Stevenson.
Yeah.
That stage presence.
Yes.
Yeah. It was an awesome feeling. And, I don't want to say how I got in there, but I do know that's what I was hoping. We just get, what Elder Solomon Carey had said, because I had something at my apartment in Virginia Beach, and Elder Solomon said it was like, it had to do with WPA. It's back in the day. I can't remember what the initials are, but Workman's or something has to do with Workman's. But Alan Lomax, he was trying to pull. He went all around the South again to try to pull another program together for the Smithsonian event for Franklin Delano Roosevelt.
Okay.
That's what the celebration was.
Okay.
And he remembered the Belleville Choir.
Wow.
Which that's where Honor the Lamb came from, the CD.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So he wanted to get the same people because he liked the song, but most of them had transitioned.
Mm-hmm.
But when somebody mentioned Caleb Garris and Rhoda Wilson, I remember those two. I want those two.
So wait, let me make sure. So the event at the Smithsonian was in honor of President Franklin Delano Roosevelt. And the Belleville Choir was brought in to provide some of the music from a memory that Alan Lomax had years ago, years before. So you mean to tell me that the Belleville Choir's performance years ago was so etched in his mind that when this opportunity to honor FDR came, the group that he decided to go with after going through this Southern journey was the Belleville Choir.
And he also had because most of the people had transitioned, of course, the Southern people, some of the people had passed, in other areas, wherever he went, wherever he came from, wherever he used the first time around, because Eleanor Roosevelt was very active with having the celebrations at the White House. So she was the one that was instrumental in that, so active in that. So he remembered Caleb Garris and Rhoda, so it was like, I want them. What happened was St. Rhoda was in Alaska, so she couldn't make that journey. She couldn't get here for that. I can't remember when we found out we needed to do this program. I can't really remember that.
What time of year was the actual performance? Was it summertime?
Winter, January. It was in January.
Okay.
Okay. January 31st was the program.
Okay.
But we rehearsed a year before that.
Sure.
I'm just exaggerating.
Sure.
We worked it.
Wow.
And she couldn't make it. So of course, thank God, Brother Caleb was still living. And so because she couldn't make it, that's when Elder Stevenson had chose me. I was like, me? So.
That's absolutely wonderful. So just kind of as we wrap up, Saint Anita, I'm going to turn the floor over to you for what we typically ask, if you have any words of encouragement for this generation of singers, this generation of choristers, just anything that's on your heart to share with us. Because again, like I said, you stand kind of at that intersection of, that generation, that Genesis generation, and kind of as where we are here in this current time. So just any words that you have for us, floor is yours.
Okay. Well, I would say if you are ever honored, I probably have something else to say after this too. If you're ever honored to rub shoulders with someone who is not of our fold, but who has, we could say, famous, just remain humble. And if it's dealing with music, just don't try to just put yourself out there. Look at me, choose me, But it's always, don't seek the position, let the position seek you. And I found it a real privilege and an honor to have rubbed shoulders with James Roosevelt, who was the son of Franklin Delano Roosevelt. And he was up on the stage with us. And he had the men to do some songs while the women were off the stage. And he was clapping along with us and everything. And he, as we were exiting the stage, he was just shaking all of our hands. And what I really liked in the clip is Elder Stevenson, he's just letting him go down before him, the steps, instead of, and it was just with a smile, just pleasant, because of who he was. Yes. But I would say just stay humble. Stay humble. Your turn will come. Your time will come. to be. And because certain things will abort itself if you know, you have to feel it when you know it's for you. And don't just go after, oh, I want that because, yeah, that looks good. Everything that glitters is not gold. It's not going to be gold for you, you know. So it's like, take your time, breathe. Take your time and breathe, you know. And if I can add to this too, let spirit guide. Don't tell the spirit what to do. Let it guide you. And so in my few little EMT as emergency medical technician, I equate all of the spirituality with CPR, cardio, heart, lungs, you know, pulmonary for air, and then R, resuscitation. The heart, make sure you have a good heart, and then the air you're breathing out, the spirit that's coming to you, filling your lungs, and then it's circulating, resuscitating. And so that's just spirit right there. And God has given us the breath of life. And so the spirit that comes from that older saint, just like somebody said in another clipping, spend 15 minutes with someone who knows more than you do. Spend some time with them. You know, so just be humble. That's the main thing. And let spirit let go and let God.
If the word is the clue, you can find the tune. Song Association.
All right, YouTube family, so we're going to jump into our Song Association game. Those of you that have been journeying with us, you know how this works. So if this is your first time in the Choristers Lounge, I'll just introduce this segment for you. So basically what we're going to do, we're going to give Saint Anita 4 words, and we're going to see from these words what comes out of her musical mind. So the word may be in the song title, or it may be in one of the lyrics, some way, some shape, some form. So let's just say if the word was, you know, lamb, right? Mary had a little lamb. She may just sing Mary had a little lamb, something like that, right? But it's not going to be Mary had a little lamb. It's going to be something else. All right, so first word, Sandy, if I give you the word sun, S-U-N, sun, what song comes to mind?
Like an old dusty road, I get weary from the load, moving on, like a branch on a tree. I keep reaching to be free, moving on. There's a place in the sun where there's hope for everyone, where my poor restless heart can run. I know there's a place in the sun, and before my life is done, got to find me that place in the sun.
Ooh, boy. All right. So that was the word sun. Keeping in kind of line with the sun theme, let's go the opposite way. If I were to give you the word night, what song comes to mind when I give you the word night?
When the night has come and the land is dark and the moon is the only light we see, No, I won't be afraid. No, I won't be afraid. Just as long as you stand by me. Lord, please stand by me. Oh, stand by me. Oh, stand by me. Stand by me.
All right. We're 2 for 2. 2 for 2. Sounding good. All right. So, if I were to give you the word knocking, what song comes to mind?
Somebody's knocking at your door. Somebody's knocking at your door, crying, oh, sinner, why don't you answer? Somebody's knocking at your door.
My Lord, I gotta take a sip of water on that one, YouTube audience. Goodness gracious.
So have I.
Help yourself. Help yourself. Oh man. All right, last one. If I were to give you the word honor, what song comes to mind?
King Jesus looked kind of by the waterside to see the Lord to choose when they truly baptized. Honor to dear dying Lamb.
YouTube audience, that's been Song Association. Absolutely beautiful. Saint Anita's in beautiful voice today. Beautiful voice. All right, so Saint Anita, to close us out today, when we have kind of these musical specialists, in our midst, we just kind of like to, turn things over, to you for any song that may be on your heart. So as we do that, we just thank you for spending the time with us today. Just close us out with any song that you may have, ruminating in your spirit. So I'll turn it over to you for that closing song.
If you can Make it through your storm. If you can't make it through your storm, how can you say that God's the captain of your life if you can't make it through your storm?
Beautiful. All right, so Saint Anita, thank you so much.
Yes,
thank you
welcome.
so much. This time together was invaluable. So just thank you so much for allowing us into your home, and you're sharing all of this knowledge and all of this wisdom. Choristers Lounge family, thank you so much for tapping in, continuing to be part of the journey. I've already said it probably a couple of times, but I'm gonna say it again: like, share, subscribe. Please just tarry along with us. But just thank you for coming back in to the Choristers Lounge with us, and we look forward to welcome you again the next time the Choristers Lounge doors are open. Of course, Brother Blickhausen is here behind the screen. Always want to make mention of him. He's the engine that makes this whole thing run. So again, please just continue to like, share, subscribe, continue to be part of the journey. And we look forward to welcoming you again next time the Choristers Lounge opens its doors. God bless and keep you is my prayer.
Thank you for joining us on the Choristers Lounge.
Why don't you somebody's knocking at your door. the Choristers Lounge. Come on in and sit on down. Listen as we break it down. From hymns above to songs I knew, sharing the things important to you. Come on in and sit on down. Listen as we break it down.